Alright YouTube, so Star Wars has broken the internet, and the reason behind that is because there's a new Star Wars animated miniseries in the style of the Clone Wars called Tales of the Underworld. So I wanted to discuss my opinions on the poster and the premise of this miniseries. I'm really excited to see it, and I'm excited to see how my theories and opinions so far compare to the series once it comes out. So to start, I can see that Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane are the two primary main characters that I recognize for this series, and I presume they'll be two of the main characters in this series. I remember Ventress being sort of an anti-hero, anti-villain style character towards the end or middle of the Clone Wars. What I remember in particular is her and Obi-Wan Kenobi, who were rivals at a lot in the early Clone Wars. They teamed up and fought Darth Maul and Darth Maul's brother, and I remember Obi-Wan saying, "Red's not my color," once he had Ventress's lightsaber, but that's a whole separate story and a video for another day. But what's not a separate story and what's not a video for another day is that Ventress is definitely an interesting and complex character, as I remember her background being kind of sad as well, and her originally being a Jedi, I believe, because she had the blue and green lightsabers and was trained by Count Dooku, who was also a Jedi, fallen Jedi. Cad Bane is a ruthless bounty hunter. Now, I'm going to be honest, I can't remember if it was either Mandalorian or the Book of Boba Fett, but I do remember Cad Bane being in live action, and that was super jaw-dropping and cool to see. And furthermore, I also see some characters that are based on Cad Bane's species, particularly young characters like young kids, younglings. And speaking of younglings, I see a youngling Padawan style character who I think will have a super interesting arc, probably similar to the characters' arcs we saw in Skeleton Crew, if I had to guess. And similar to Dune Prophecy, which I know is separate from Star Wars. I'm not saying it's Star Wars, that's probably obvious though, but both of these series are 6 episodes long, except I don't know how long the episodes of this Clone Wars are. I'm presuming under an hour, whereas the Dune Prophecy are an hour or more, so I doubt they'll be that long, but I think that'll make it even more interesting because it'll be sort of a cool series that could set itself up for more, be a good continuation and a mini series nonetheless. I had a ton of fun with Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and pretty much all the Star Wars animated series have been really good, especially the Clone Wars style ones, whereas some of the live action movies or live action series have been kind of hit or miss, as well as pretty polarizing. But I think the Clone Wars is generally something that's very well perceived and most people love, and it's always never fails to deliver. Now, I am excited for Mandalorian and Grogu, but I am a little anxious and worried about the movie, as a lot of the other live action movies were very polarizing and we haven't gotten one in a long time. So I'm really hoping, but a little nervous about that movie. But another thing is the Mandalorian kind of fell off a little bit towards the recent seasons, but I do remember it having a great start, and I still think there's a lot of potential with Mandalorian and Grogu, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll see, but I'm optimistic. But this series I'm super optimistic about, and I can't wait to finally give you guys reviews on this series. Speaking of which, I will watch the remainder of Skeleton Crew and give you guys reviews soon. Been tying that in with Dune Prophecy, so you know, a lot of series I want to watch and do reviews on, because some of the movies have been a little lately, so I don't know. And I don't just mean Star Wars movies, I mean just general movies have been a little lackluster lately, but you know, the movies, that's just life anyways. But yeah, this has been my opinion on Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. Super excited for this series, so stay tuned for more soon. Okay, but one more thing I gotta say before I go, so not goodbye, but yeah, I remember making that video about how I would do a Star Wars bounty hunter style movie, and I'm hoping that this series will kind of tie in some of my ideas and concepts I threw out in that video, but I don't feel like repeating everything I said in the video, so go to my channel page. It's the first video that I put on my channel, so yeah, stay tuned for more, and now goodbye for real.